Sylvian is a ridiculous pile of RNG and impossible to reliably defeat alone. She spawns at the end of the void and only outside of normal difficulty. Her torso has 6,000 hit points and is immune to poison. Her head has 5,000 hit points and 55% physical evasion. She has 2 small tentacles and 2 large tentacles. Each tentacle has a 50% chance of doing nothing. The large tentacles have 2,000 hit points and can attack with Tentacle Slam, which does 40 damage. The small tentacles have 1,500 hit points and can attack with Tentacle Whip, which does 20 damage. Both these attacks ignore evasion, can't miss, and are non-elemental, so they ignore armor. This means that she can simply choose to deal 120 damage to a single person in a single turn because armor cannot help with this. She also grows a tumor that starts off with 5,000 hit points but drops to 2,700 after it transforms into one of the main characters. Each of the main characters has their own set of attacks, but you shouldn't see any of them. To summarize them briefly, Kahara causes critical state, bleeding, and arm infection, or causes arm loss and bleeding. D'Ars causes arm loss and bleeding, or leg loss and bleeding. Enki stuns the whole party with Locust Swarm, or takes an arm with hurting. Ragnvaldr either looses an arrow to cause bleeding, or goes for a coin flip headshot. All of her parts have 90% resistance to burning and poison, including her torso, which is outright immune to poison. So the only damage over time that's remotely reliable is the purple vial, since that ignores poison resistance, but not poison immunity. It's still not worth using one in this fight, because only her torso can die to damage over time, and everything else stops at 1 HP after 10 turns. She also has a unique Entangle mechanic. If she has any tentacles left at the end of the first turn, or at the end of every 4th turn afterwards, she'll entangle a random character for 2 turns. While entangled, that character can't do anything. You can destroy all 4 tentacles to free them. At the end of every 4th turn, her head will use Color from the Unknown to deal 25 mind damage to the whole party. She'll also use this every turn after her tentacles are destroyed, so she'll use it twice on certain turns. Despite all this, there's a reliable and consistent way to defeat her. You just need any party member, the spell Pheromones, the spell Locust Swarm, and a ton of mind restoratives like Mwine. Giving the main character the White Angel Soul helps a ton, and I highly recommend it, but it isn't needed. If you don't know where to find your party members in the Void, watch my video on it. If you need to know how to get infinite wine, check out my video on getting infinite supplies. If you need to know where to get those spells, check out my Ultimate Hexen Guide. Turn 1, have the main character cast Pheromones on the party member you like the least and have that character guard if able. Everyone else should attack the torso. On your extra turn, cast Locust Swarm to stun every single part. For the rest of the fight, if you ever start your extra turn and Sylvian isn't stunned, cast Locust Swarm. Heal your mind as needed to keep casting Locust Swarm. Everyone should exclusively focus on attacking the torso. If you keep your rhythm up with Locust Swarm and Alcohol, the only things she will ever do are entangling the one guy you don't like and casting Color from the Unknown every 4 turns. It doesn't matter if the rest of the party goes crazy since this is the end of the game. Let me know down in the comments which enemy you want me to cover next. I'll ignore it, but let me know anyway.